Broadly speaking, there are just two ways you can monetize content online, and just one of those two ways is ideal for like smaller creators and coaches, affiliates, agencies, and people as such. So, if you're a smaller creator, I want to break down both, and I want to basically lay out how you want to prioritize creating content for your own business in a way that's easier for you and in a way that makes money. And if you don't know who I am, my name is Miodrag. I went from being a broke factory worker, working for $300 a month, to in just under 3 years going and making over $300,000 online with really small audience and mostly with my content. So I think I have a couple of things to say about this topic. As always, I will share the screen. So there are, again, broadly speaking, I would say two ways that we can make money. And the reason why this is so important is that if you try to mix this too early, or if you are catering to one but the other one is better for you, you will struggle. And I see creators who are trying to do kind of both, but they're unsure. So I want to put this to the rest and basically explain it. So, anyways, one way that we see a lot of people, and I see a lot of people also marketing, kind of like wanting to push more people this way, is entertainment content. And wherever you turn on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, a lot of what we watch, Netflix, right? A lot of what we watch is more like entertainment content. And basically, the point of entertainment content is to get people to watch it. That's it, right? And this is where we have volume, where people have, I don't know, hundreds of thousands, millions, tens of millions, hundreds of millions of views, right? A lot of eyeballs directed there. They usually have big audience, big following, and this allows them to monetize in a way that small creators really cannot, most of the small creators. So when you have viral engagement, right, what you can do is like you can have ad revenue. Let's say this video does, I don't know, 10 million, it has 10 million views. And if that is the case, I can now like set up ads on YouTube and make money from it, right? But for most people, they have tens of thousands of views or thousands of views or hundreds of views, especially on social media, and this isn't really possible for a lot of us. Now you can make some money. Obviously, I'm not saying you can't make ad revenue for YouTube, but for most people, it's not enough. Okay, another thing is sponsorships. Now again, sponsorships, you know, these big podcasters that have millions of downloads, like they can hit big sponsors. But if you have like 2,000 people and 3,000 views or 1,000 views or 500 views, you're likely not gonna hit sponsors, right? So it's really difficult to monetize that way. Now, one of the reasons why this is an issue, in my opinion, is that we can see a lot of creators creating content and trying to sell others of you need to go viral, you wanna reach masses and all this stuff. And yeah, sure, if you are creating entertainment type content, that might be the way to go. But it's usually not just not optimal, but quite often bad if you are a smaller creator that wants to focus on education content. And we'll dive into that as well. But anyways, let me just finish the points on the entertainment content. So it's usually broader content for bigger masses. You can do sponsor ads. You can also sell products, but it's usually like for mass market, right? Like again, the first person that comes to mind is Mr. Beast. He has over 300 million subscribers. Obviously, he's an extreme example, but he makes money from ad revenue, from sponsorships, and he has his own product like Feastables, where he also makes money. But again, for most of us, we don't have, like, I have just at the time of me recording this 5,500 people as followers on my Facebook. That's it. And when I made my first six figures, I only had 2,500 followers. That's it. But I wasn't focusing on having large audience, huge reach, going viral, right? My focus was different. My focus was on creating niche audience. Like, these followers are not just followers, they're pretty targeted niche followers. And I did it by creating certain type of content, knowing who to like find online, and offering certain value and insights. Now this video, for example, probably won't reach mass market and not a lot of people will watch it. But I don't want to, right? Like I want certain people to consume my content. And in this way I was able to make hundreds of thousands of dollars because I was focusing on niche content. I was all right with having lower views, lower engagement, but making more money. Now, I'm not saying like if you have more views, you'll make less money, but still, ideally, you would still be pretty niche, like deliver specific value for specific avatar, and then you crank up, okay, with this content, I want as many people to see. But I would first, again, for a lot of creators, for a lot of coaches, affiliates, people like trying to make it on social media, I would first optimize for this, right? Because most of us just want to sell more of our products and services. I don't have any sponsorships. I can't monetize ads, at least not at the time of me recording this. I'm just starting. It's a really small YouTube channel. And this is one of my first videos since restarting it because I initially launched it in 2019. But big point that I'm trying to get across is that I created content on Facebook for really niched avatar, right? And again, I didn't have a ton of engagement, I don't have a ton of followers, but I make decent chunk of money because of it, right? So I think if you're choosing like whether you want to go viral and get more engagement, because a lot of people get obsessed and kind of like that's one of the metrics that they use and choose to look at with their own businesses, like, oh, how many people saw my content, how many likes I got, how many comments I got, which are like, they're cool metrics, but I would much rather look, okay, how much money did you make? How much out of that money did you get to keep? How many new customers did you create? How many new clients? What's your profit this month? Like all of these other things are, I believe, much more important. I had posts that did really bad on Facebook, maybe got a couple of comments, but got me a couple of thousands of dollars as well. Or customer that later was worth a couple of thousands of dollars. So that's why I'm pretty big advocate or more niche down educational content for the specific avatar. Yes, you'll get less views. Yes, you'll get lower engagement. It might look bad maybe if you have like this ego status thing like, oh, how did this person got 300 likes and I got 30 or 3, right? But that's normal. Obviously, as long as you're making sales. So it's not just about like not getting this. It's about, okay, knowing how to deliver content, what kind of products and services to create, who is your ideal avatar, who is that niche audience that you want to grow your whatever social media, YouTube, podcast, whatever you're doing with. I think that should be the focus. By the way, I did a video on how I am creating 4 types of content that are allowing me that allowed me basically to cross multiple 5-figure months. So I'll also link somewhere that video. It's also on YouTube on this channel, which also leads me to second ask. If you want more videos like this, feel free to subscribe. But yeah, if you are a creator, a coach, an affiliate, I want you to pay attention. I want you to really discern whether you're going for volume, like mass following, big engagement, going viral, and monetizing through like ad revenue, sponsorships, and these kind of things. Or are you more like education, niche down type person who is selling specific, ideally more expensive products and services, which could be like $1,000 or a couple of $1,000 per or a pop, like per sale, and you can do it that way. That's, by the way, I guess that's worth mentioning. When you go viral, it's usually gonna be hard to sell something at 10K or even at $1,000, right? But when you have volume, you can sell those like cheaper products that are like really easy to convert. And I guess that's another way of revenue for this. But this is why for most of you here, I usually recommend selling something from $500, $1,000 and more, usually much more, like 3K and 5K, because we don't have such volume, but we can make much more money. Like I actually had many customers turning long-term clients who were worth thousands and thousands, even over 5 figures for my business. And this is how, with such a small following, even if out of that following, yes, it is small, but most people will not even buy out of that following. But making each person worth more, this is, I guess, second part of the equation. It's not just like going niche down. It's like, okay, now when you got a buyer, someone purchased your product or service, Now you make them worth more, and this is how, even when you have just a couple of thousands of followers, you can still make a lot more money. At least that's what I did. So if you want, you can use this strategy in your own business. And yeah, that's it for this video.